is Ted Nguyen with Ted Nguyen USA at Blog Post Conference, where we have all these amazing bloggers and social media influencers that care about pets. And I am so privileged to have a special guest here, and I'm so excited. Tell us your name and what is it that you do?
My name's Gina Greisen, and I'm probably the leading animal advocate in Nevada. I authored the felony animal cruelty law that's called Cooney's law, and I make sure that, if someone hurts an animal, that we get the law enforced and work with law enforcement and the district attorneys to make sure that everybody's doing what they need to do to, get justice for animals that are abused.
How did you get involved in this really important issue? I know that a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but it's so needed to have voices like yours to help the animals that don't have voices. So tell us more about how you got involved.
Well, I actually got involved because I was always a rescuer, my whole life, but I went to the shelter and I saw the conditions down there, and that was sort of what started my fight. And I got involved politically because rescuing, I tip my hat to rescuers because that in the trench work is so heart-wrenching. So I got involved on the political end. So I helped write the laws, we work on the local ordinances, but then we started working on state laws too. When you see the amount of suffering that happens, you have to do something about it. When people see an animal that gets hurt and they say someone needs to pay for that, but you have to put laws in place to do that. You have to have law enforcement enforce it. You have to have district attorneys that will prosecute and properly charge those. And then you have to have judges that will adequately punish.
Right. So can you tell us some of the cases that you were involved with, and then what was the outcome of those cases?
Well, actually, the very first case under Cooney's law in Nevada was a case in northern Nevada. A guy shot a cat and then he dismembered it. And, we called up there and said, hey, that's a felony. And they looked it up and said, you're right. And they switched the charges around and they charged him with a felony. The first case in southern Nevada was a very sad case. 2 teenagers drowned two newborn kittens that were just days old in a cup. And a neighbor managed to snap a photo of it. And when we heard about it, we contacted the local animal control and said, hey, we're going to push for a felony. And they did. Now, they were youth, so it's a little bit different the way juveniles are treated. But we were able to, they were arrested. They were, charged. They were, I think they were about 30 days.
But it's really important, to actually take action. It's people like you that are making the necessary important actions to stop this before it happens. Because oftentimes, as study after study has shown, that these horrible people start with animal cruelty, and then it progresses to human cruelty and oftentimes violent crime and murder, right? So tell us a little bit more about that, and what are you hoping to gain in your work?
Well, we just had a case this week where, it's tragic, but a kid, he slit the family dog's throat, and he was quoted by police as saying, I like to hurt dogs. And we just sat through his sentencing this week, and it was very clear they argued very strongly for a stiff sentence, but also when he gets released, he goes straight to mental health court because they recognize that these are signs of sociopathic behavior, and you have Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer I forgot who's the other, the lawyer.
There's a lot.
There's it's very scary when you think about someone that could hurt an animal, because that it's sort of the canary in the coal mine, because they're going to probably escalate to people. And like right now, we're working on a horrible case in Pahrump. It is it's the most horrendous act of cruelty, extreme neglect and cruelty. Dozens of animals, alive and dead, found, and lots of dead animals in a freezer. And officials initially weren't doing anything about it. We went out there and.
So why do you think law enforcement isn't, as quick to action? It's great that there are people like you that are actually putting some influence and some pressure using social media and the media for them to take actions. So how are you leveraging social media and other people to put pressure on law enforcement to follow the law and enforce the law?
Well, and that's what I love, because as soon as I upload on my Facebook page, like photos of the scene, which is what we did, and we ask people to contact, or we, let the media know, a lot of the media will follow my page because they know that I'll load the photos on there. People get angry. They start making phone calls. They write letters to editors. We do, petitions, campaigns. It works. That's how we share the information. I shared the picture of the guy who was the last resident of that house. I think there were over 300 shares of the photo. on Facebook, and we're going to find him. We're going to find him and bring him to justice.
Right, that's
and we're going to make sure that the authorities are doing their job every step of the way.
Right. So is law enforcement now embracing what you're actually doing?
They are now embracing it. That's what we do. We get law enforcement to embrace our wishes.
Right. So any future projects that you have coming up, and can tell us about that?
Well, actually, I've been doing this for 10 years as a volunteer, and I need to make it official. And I'm actually working with some fellow people that I met here. I'm so excited. They're going to do an online auction to help me raise money so I can file my nonprofit and keep going, because I've been a single mom, and I just do this sort of by the seat of my pants, but I really want to do more. There's so much more. My next bill is actually going to be about mandatory training for police officers on dog encounter training, because the shooting of dogs seems to be an epidemic by law enforcement right now. So we want to try and prevent those tragedies from occurring. But there's lots of exciting stuff. If people want to go to my Facebook page, Nevada Voters, the number 4 Animals, we would appreciate all the support, because there's a lot that we want to do, and we're very effective at what we do at Nevada Voters for Animals. So I'm just excited. I'm excited to be here. This is amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I took your class and it was great.
Well, thank you. And we're doing it for these the amazing critters down here as well. So tell me his name.
This is Amazing Grace. This is my beautiful girl. And she's 10 years old. And she's a rescue.
Okay, this is Amazing Grace. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, and we've had an amazing time at Blog Post as well. So everybody follow you on Facebook, and tell us the Facebook page again.
It's Nevada Voters for Animals.
All right, so that's it for me. There's so much more action taking place at Blog Post, where there's so many beautiful animals and their human companions doing brilliant work, and you're on the top of the list. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, and thanks for helping us learn how to do it better with social media. I appreciate it.
Thank you.